Hi everyone! In this video, you are going to practice your speaking by using the shadowing technique. This technique can help us to improve pronunciation and fluency, as well as feel more confident speaking in English. So if you are trying to improve your speaking, but you don't have anyone to practice with, or you just want some extra support in getting more fluent, more confident, and speaking with better pronunciation, then keep watching because we're going to practice that today. If this is your first time doing shadowing, let me explain how it works. First, you will listen to me say a sentence. Next, I will point out some interesting features of pronunciation that you should pay attention to and help you with some particularly difficult words to pronounce. Next, you will listen again, but this time you will speak along at the same time as me. If you can't speak at exactly the same time, that's okay, but the idea with this is that we're not simply listening and then repeating, we're trying to speak at the same time so that you can really copy and imitate the way I speak, especially my pronunciation. Now, this is quite difficult the first couple of times you do it, but I promise the more you practice, the easier it will get. So let's get started and have a go at the shadowing technique. Now, today I'm going to tell you a story about an absolutely disastrous nightmare of a walk that I went on with a friend last weekend. You're going to listen to my story and then speak along with me. Here goes. Last weekend, my friend and I decided to go for a walk in the woods, but we were sadly not prepared for what was about to happen. Let's first look at the linking that we've got in this sentence. So linking happens when a word ends in a consonant sound and the next word begins in a vowel sound, meaning that the words almost become one. We link the sounds together. An example in this sentence, my friend and I, friend and I. Notice how I don't say friend and I. We condense it down so that it almost sounds like one word. My friend and I, friend and I. Another thing that happens in this sentence is I drop or I omit a t sound in the words what and about. What was about to happen? Listen again. What was about to happen? If you listen carefully, you'll notice that I didn't pronounce the t on what and about. What was about to happen? And another thing that you will want to do in this sentence is notice the words that I stress. In particular, in this sentence, I stress the word not. We were sadly not prepared, so I'm giving it lots of emphasis. So now it's your turn. I will say the sentence again. This time, speak along with me and remember to copy my pronunciation. Last weekend, my friend and I decided to go for a walk in the woods, but we were sadly not prepared for what was about to happen. Nice work, and if you want to go back and repeat that again and again until you feel confident, please do so. Let's go on to the next part of the story. When we arrived, we noticed that there were some very dark rain clouds overhead, but we thought nothing of it and started our walk. In this sentence, I want you to pay attention to my intonation, the way my voice goes up and down. This can really help to make you sound more interesting, and it helps your listener to understand the story that you're telling and just be more interested in listening to you. So in this sentence, I say, we noticed there were some very dark rain clouds overhead. Did you hear how my voice went up and down? It almost added a bit more drama to the story. Very dark rain clouds overhead. So now, copy along with me. When we arrived, we noticed that there were some very dark rain clouds overhead, but we thought nothing of it and started our walk. Okay, let's continue. Well, what a mistake that was. After 2 hours of walking, it started to rain. In this sentence, let's take a look at the words that I stress. So the words that I give more emphasis to. Can you identify which words those were? Well, what a mistake that was. After 2 hours of walking, it started to rain. Well, what a mistake that was. After 2 hours of walking, it started to rain. Did you notice on the words where I clicked, I gave them more stress and emphasis because they were the more important words in the sentence. Now have a go and copy. Well, what a mistake that was. After 2 hours of walking, it started to rain. Excellent. Now, I don't mean just a little rain. I mean a full-on thunderstorm and torrential downpour. Let's look in this sentence at some more linking. Can you identify which words link together? Now, I don't mean just a little rain. I mean a full-on thunderstorm and torrential downpour. We had just a little rain. And we have full-on thunderstorm. Now let's say that again together. Now I don't mean just a little rain. I mean a full-on thunderstorm and torrential downpour. Great work. Since we were in the middle of the woods, far from the car, we had no choice but to keep on going. Some more linking in this sentence, and also a weak schwa sound, so the sound, middle of the woods. So notice that the of is pronounced of, middle of the woods. Another thing you can notice in this sentence is my intonation again, the way that it rises and then falls. Since we were in the middle of the woods, far from the car, we had no choice but to keep on going. Now listen again and copy. Since we were in the middle of the woods, far from the car, we had no choice but to keep going. To make things worse, we had no idea which direction to go in, so we ended up getting completely lost. Notice here the words that I stress, the words that have more emphasis. To make things worse, we had no idea which direction to go in, so we ended up getting completely lost. We also have some more linking here. To go in. We had no idea which direction to go in. Let's try that again together. To make things worse, we had no idea which direction to go in, so we ended up getting completely lost. After what felt like hours of wandering around in the rain, we eventually made it back. In this sentence, you might notice that I dropped or I didn't pronounce some t sounds on the end of a couple of words. What and felt. After what felt like. Can you hear? I don't actually pronounce the t sound on either of those words. After what felt like. We have some more linking. Wandering around in. Can you hear that wandering links with around? Wandering around in. So again, that sounds like one very long word. Wandering around in the rain. Let's try that together. After what felt like hours of wandering around in the rain, we eventually made it back. As you can imagine, we got drenched. Not what we had in mind for our lovely Sunday walk. Again, in this sentence, there are more T's that are not pronounced at the end of some words. We have got, not, and what. We got drenched. So I dropped the t at the end of got. We got drenched. Not what we had in mind. So some more t sounds being dropped completely from those words. Another thing we can notice here is my intonation. Not what we had in mind for our lovely Sunday walk. Try now at the same time as me. As you can imagine, we got drenched. Not what we had in mind for our lovely Sunday walk. So that was my completely disastrous walk. I hope you enjoyed listening to the story and repeating along with me. How did you get on? Did you manage to talk at the same time? Did you copy my pronunciation and focus on the things that I pointed out? If so, well done. If you found that difficult, I recommend going back and repeating it again. You can do it as many times as it takes to feel confident and comfortable. Remember, this is a great way that you can practice your speaking, fluency, pronunciation, and confidence. And please do let me know in the comments how you get on with that activity. Once you've finished this video, if you're looking for more speaking practice, why not check out some more of my speaking practice videos? They mostly focus on pronunciation, fluency, and feeling confident when you're having a conversation. I'll link them in the description below this video so you can check them out. Thank you for joining me, everyone. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you very, very soon.